This is
Cast.
Hello there, and welcome to the final episode of my podcast, Podcast Racing, or at least final for a while. After this, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break, resuming production on the podcast in early February. But for the final episode of Podcast Racing for a while, I'm going to be talking about a show that is really obscure, The Mandalorian. Yeah, clearly no one is talking about this show right now. No one cares about this show. And but seriously, I love this show, and today I'm going to be talking about season 2 of The Mandalorian. Spoilers ahead. If you have not finished Mandalorian season 2 or started, please turn away right now. Full spoilers ahead. I'm going to be talking about Mandalorian season 2 with my good friend Liam. How are you doing, Liam?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm good. I'm very excited to talk about certain events that happened in this season. But first, I want to ask you just really quickly what you think about the first season.
First season was fun. It was, you could tell it was like kind of based off like an old Western movie where you just have one guy kind of going around to a bunch of different miscellaneous quests. So I think there was a lot of character development, and those characters carry over to season 2. So there wasn't a whole bunch that we learned about of like the main plot with Moff Gideon and Grogu and all that until really the last few episodes. So it was more so just like a fun season. I think a lot of Star Wars fans were kind of just seeing where it was going. And I think season 2 kind of fleshed out a lot of plot holes for the newest 3 movies, which I think we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the first season as well. I thought it was really smart of them, since this is a new show, and since this is the first Star Wars show, well, besides Clone Wars, this is the first live action Star Wars show. I thought it was really clever of them to not fully immerse us into they did a really good job of immersing us into this world, into this part of the galaxy that we haven't really explored that much yet in Star Wars, but they didn't fully introduce us into the plot until later in the season. I thought that was really clever, just to sort of get us used to these new characters and these new planets and all that. And basically, the first few episodes are basically just like slice of life episodes with Din Djarin and Baby Yoda. Well, now we know his name, Grogu, before introducing us into the full plot later in the season with Moff Gideon. But yeah, I really liked the first season a lot, but I think that the second season is a lot better. And I think it's better not just because we got more plots, and not just because like things like so many much more satisfying things. I mean, there were a lot of satisfying moments in season 1, but season 2, like,
Yeah.
there were several times where I actually like cheered out loud despite watching this like on my laptop or my phone in my house.
I think season 1 had a lot more mystery to it, of where like the audience didn't know where the show was going, and so I think season 1 was full of a lot of character development set up for season 2, which I think was why season 2 was poised to be better, especially since they really moved forward with the main storyline a lot more in season 2. And also there was a ton more fan service in season 2 with Ahsoka, Luke, Boba Fett, just everybody coming back. Like so it was a lot more of like I think a return to like your childhood almost in season 2.
Yeah, I definitely felt like a kid again watching the latest season, and especially the finale of Mandalorian season
Mm-hmm.
2. Like when Luke showed up again when the X with the X-wing and the green lightsaber, I got like really giddy and like really excited, and to a point where my mom gave me a look.
Yeah, no, I loved the what is one X-Wing gonna like how much good is that gonna do for us? And everyone else just like knows what's about to happen. There was a second where I thought maybe Ahsoka came back, but no, then it's an X-Wing and Luke just it was really cool to see Luke in his prime because we saw him fight Darth Vader kind of like he eventually just like laid down his lightsaber during that fight, but it was cool to see him like just cut through people. Similar to Darth Vader's scene in Rogue One, it kind of felt just like an unstoppable force that was just coming through. So that was a lot of fun. And also R2 showing up at the end. It looked like him and Grogu had met before, maybe at the I don't know, at the temple with like Anakin, maybe because Anakin had R2 in the prequels, and Grogu had been there for a number of years before. So I don't know, maybe they knew each other or something, but or
Possibly.
he's just good with kids. I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly, I got more giddy when R2 showed up than when Luke showed up.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
but I mean, I got really giddy when Luke showed up, obviously, but when R2 showed up, I was like, yes.
CGI looked great too on Luke.
Honestly,
There was really you didn't like it?
so so I loved season two overall, but let me just get my criticisms out of the way. I
Hmm.
thought that the CGI, maybe it's because I was watching this on my laptop, but the CGI looked pretty bad. Like, it did not look
Really?
convincing to me at all, the CGI on Luke.
I thought it was great. Or I mean, I'm not a very good judge, I guess, but I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know. I
I
mean,
think
it
I
was,
think it was better than Carrie Fisher in Rogue One, I think.
yes, it was definitely better than Carrie Fisher and the, I forget the character's name in Rogue
Mark
One.
Hamill?
No, not Mark Hamill. The the bad guy from A New Hope showed up again in Rogue
Oh,
One.
Grand Admiral Tarkin?
Yes,
Admiral
yes,
Tarkin?
Moff Tarkin, yes. Yeah, I think that the CGI in Luke looked better than Tarkin and Leia for sure in
I thought
Rogue
Tarkin
One.
looked pretty good. Luke, I thought was Luke is different because like in the other two scenes, they were stationary for the majority of it, and then Luke was actually like moving and like talking, and I thought it was a lot more interactive, a much bigger challenge of CGI for Luke in this one. I thought they did pretty well with it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, and I don't think it's not like the worst CGI I've ever seen. It just wasn't as convincing to me as it was to others, but it was still cool, really cool seeing Luke. As for other criticisms I have, I thought that episodes two with the Frog Lady and four with Carl Weathers were just okay.
Hmm.
But honestly, those are really my only criticisms. Yeah, like episodes two and four were just okay. CGI and Luke didn't look that great to me. Everything else was basically like amazing. Like
Yeah, I
Bo-Katan
mean,
coming back, Ahsoka coming back, Luke, like, oh man.
hey, Bill Burr coming back. Bill Burr was awesome.
So honest,
I think he has one of the best moments of the season. I think.
right. Yeah, so honestly, I thought that Bill Burr's acting in the first season was pretty bad. So when they said that he was coming back in the second season, I was like, oh no. But then I was pleasantly surprised by that scene, like you just said, with Bill Burr and his superior. And Bill Burr, I think Bill Burr definitely took some acting classes in between filming the first season and the second season because he was actually really good. Like you could,
I know he's active in other roles. I can't. I talked to you previously about that one movie he was in with Hugh Jackman where he played a reporter. So I know he's active in other roles, but
right.
yeah, I mean, big improvement from season to season.
Yeah, yeah. Like I honestly wouldn't be opposed to him getting nominated for an Emmy for like best guest actor in a drama series.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, because
Eh,
like that's how much Bill Burr impressed me this season.
honestly, yeah, because it for me it added like another dimension to clones, or I guess the Empire, like troops, similar to Finn in the new movies, where like you kind of just think of like or stormtroopers as like big old blundering fools who can't shoot or hit anything, when like really I guess they're some of them are like taken from their home as slaves, and like they don't agree with what the Empire's doing, but they have no choice, and it had an effect on him for years after he was gone. And he was kind of like almost like bullied or shamed by other friends or acquaintances for even having a part in the Empire, when
Right.
we don't even know if he had a choice for it. So
Right.
it's something that carried with him, obviously.
Yeah, and the fact that all that was conveyed in just one scene with Bill
Hmm.
Burr of all people, that's pretty incredible. Moments like that, like Star Wars has actually been like really, if you don't count the movies at all, Star Wars media has actually never been this like good and like thought provoking. Like Clone
Yeah,
Wars, final season, Mandalorian, the Jedi Fallen Order game. If you don't count the movies, Star Wars media has actually been really exceptional.
I didn't mind Solo. I think Solo got some pretty bad reviews, but like Solo, Rogue One, and pretty much all of Mandalorian and the last season of Clone Wars that came out. It's like, yeah, honestly, like best thing since the original trilogy, in my opinion.
So me personally, I don't know. Like Solo and Rogue One were just to me, but then and I know a lot of people hate Last Jedi. I am not one of those people, but I do think that overall Disney definitely messed up with their sequel trilogy, but now they're starting to like figure things out and improve
Hmm.
and take a much better direction in terms of Star Wars with entrusting John Favreau and Dave Filoni with all these new shows like the Ahsoka show.
I feel like they're kind of. We'll see what they do with the new shows, but especially in Mandalorian, I think they're using it to almost as like a patch up job for like how incoherent a whole the new trilogy was, similar to like how the Clone Wars was used to kind of fill in the holes and show Anakin's gradual decline rather than just like the immediate like, oh, Padme is gonna die, I'm gonna turn to the dark side now, and in the prequels. So it's good. It's definitely gonna make the new three movies look a lot better.
Speaking of the new movies, though, like Grogu going with Luke is actually kind of sad
Oh
because
yeah, yep, yep.
because of what happened in Last Jedi, like with because of what Luke did to Kylo Ren. Luke said that Kylo Ren destroyed the Jedi temple that Luke
Hmm.
built and killed all the students, and one of those students was probably Grogu.
So I thought about that also. I was like, dang, did Disney just say Kylo Ren killed Baby Yoda? They also foreshadow that Mando will see him again. So like I'm wondering if maybe he takes him at some point or something. I don't know. If it doesn't work out with Luke, or I don't know. It's just maybe just wishful thinking.
I mean, I really don't know like what the future holds for Star Wars at this point, which is a good thing because yeah, honestly, like many of the moments in Rise of Skywalker were so like predictable to me, and like disappointingly predictable. So the fact that I genuinely don't know what the future holds for the a Star Wars, specifically with Mandalorian, it excites me. It's getting me to pay $70 more for another year of Disney Plus just so I
Hmm.
can see what's coming up next. I'm really looking forward to like the future Star Wars and many of their new shows that they announced. I'm really looking forward to, like the Bad Batch and Obi-Wan.
I will say I'm cautiously optimistic about all that stuff. I'm a little worried about oversaturation and just like a decline in quality,
That's true.
but I'm hoping they can pull it off.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, yeah, there definitely is a chance that they're giving us too much content, but what they've given us so far, at least in terms of what's been on Disney Plus, has not disappointed me really. And something else that what's it called? When Ahsoka and Boba Fett. So I was skeptical when they said that Boba Fett. Well, I was always excited for Ahsoka coming back because I don't know. To
Hmm.
me, that made sense. But to me, bringing back Boba Fett didn't make a lot of sense. But then when they how they brought him back in season two and his awesome, awesome just slaughtering of all those clones in episode six of season two, like without the armor and with the armor, he's a badass.
Yeah, I really liked how they handled Boba Fett and action scenes were awesome, but also just in dialogue with Mando and Bo-Katan, especially in that last episode, was awesome because you could see her like he's not really a Mandalorian, but his dad was, and it was really cool to see like the fight between Bo-Katan and I don't know the other girl's name, but just the back and forth.
I really liked that as well. I really like that there's like actual like tensions between
Hmm.
the main characters. Like there's actual like inner conflicts as well as external conflicts that they have to deal with. It feels like natural to me, whereas the inner conflicts in like the sequel trilogy didn't felt forced.
Right.
And
Especially now with Bo-Katan and Mando, like he's the ruler of Mandalore now. Jeez.
honestly, like Bo-Katan, just take it. He's willingly giving up the dark saber. Like I get that
Yeah,
there's
like he's not gonna.
tradition.
Yeah,
I get that
he's
there's
not gonna fight
tradition.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Like he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about keeping the dark saber. All he wanted was to rescue the kid. Like just take it. Like Bo-Katan, I get that there's tradition and stuff, but that is I think that is going to be a big focus on like season three is Bo-Katan
Hmm.
might actually attempt to kill Mando over the dark saber.
I feel like that's probably gonna happen. But like at the same time, if he can take off his helmet, can he just look the other way and just take the dark saber for once? Like they're both pretty equal traditions, I'd say, like that they value.
I love how they handled him taking off his helmet in the second season. There was real like emotional weight behind it. Like in the first season, it was cool to see his face, but honestly, like if that moment hadn't happened in the first season, I would have been like okay with it being like left out or whatever. But
Hmm.
in the second season, like he's actively like choosing to basically give up this lifestyle, this belief system that he's believed in and lived like for his entire life, basically his entire adult life. He's willingly giving up something that he's been doing for years just for this little green guy that he's grown to really care about.
I saw a pretty interesting article about episode 6 with his scene with Bill Burr of like when he takes his helmet off. I don't know if it's true or not, but they observed it. When you have your helmet on, you don't have peripheral vision, so you're turning with your whole body to look around in the room. And so when he took it off, he had peripheral vision, but he doesn't use it. So like when he's looking at Bill Burr or the Imperial officer, he's like turning with his full body, which I thought was like an interesting like acting nugget, or like just really detailed.
Yeah, yeah, that's something that I notice as well. And I think like little details like that I think is really cool. And in the same episode, actually, in episode seven, when Bill Burr and Mando are driving the Rhydonium to the secret Empire base, when Mando is fighting all those pirates, because he usually wears the Beskar armor, he usually gets shot. He can
Hmm.
absorb like gun blasts and all that and blunt objects and all that stuff because the Beskar armor is so strong. But when he tries to absorb those shots while fighting the pirates, he's not wearing the Beskar armor. He's wearing Empire armor, and so it actually hurts him. And I really like subtle details like that.
Yeah, seeing the vulnerability. Also in that scene, he's fighting with spears, which foreshadowed his fight with Moff Gideon, showing that he was good with a spear.
I really liked. I saw like a couple people online say like that fight was too quick, but honestly, like I liked how quick it was. Like I liked that up until this point, Moff Gideon has been like so like very like intimidating, but in a talky way. But when it actually comes to combat, he kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think he was more so just had the dark saber just to like say that he had it almost to, like
Yeah,
brag to Bo-Katan, like just to shove it in her face. He's a
yeah.
pretty old guy. He's not really a warrior in his prime anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Moff Gideon is a lot more like talk than show, and I think that that works really well. Like a lot of people are, I saw some people online that were a bit disappointed in that, but and that the fight between Mando and Moff wasn't like longer, but I don't know. I really liked how like brief it was and how easily Mando was able to defeat Moff.
hmm Especially after he had the jump on him in the beginning.
And
He had to like use his brain pretty much to get an edge over Mando.
right, right. And kind of changing the subject, it's
hmm
funny. We've talked about this previously, just casually. I told you that my least favorite episode of the season one was the episode with Mando, Fennec, and when we're introduced to Fennec and the young bounty hunter. That was the episode
hmm
directed by Dave Filoni, and that was my least favorite. When he was announced as, I think Dave Filoni is a great writer, but when it comes to directing, I think that I initially thought that he had a lot of like work, a lot of growing up to do. Well, he grew up because he directed my favorite episode, season two, which is the Ahsoka one.
Yeah, that was really cool. The opening of the episode was awesome. I thought we were gonna have to like wait like I don't know, like 20 minutes into the episode to see where Ahsoka was, but nope, she was just tearing into people right off the start.
Yeah, yeah, that was so awesome. Just right away, you see Ahsoka with the dual white lightsabers,
Yep.
and her in the mist, and her just completely like being awesome. And oh, that was so awesome. That's probably my favorite. Yeah, that is my favorite episode of season two. Was the one with Ahsoka, and I'm actually really looking forward now to seeing the Ahsoka show because Rosario Dawson did a great job.
Yeah, she did.
I,
Yeah, I'm wondering if that whole show is going to just be revolving around finding Ezra or not. Or if it's going to be like more Rebels oriented, or if she'll like show up again in The Mandalorian.
I don't think that she'll show up again in The Mandalorian, and I really hate Ezra. So I really hope that Ahsoka is not about, it does not bring him back.
So that what she just wanted to fight Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, I literally want the Ahsoka to just be about her against Thrawn. And don't bring back anyone else from Rebels. Don't bring back the stupid Sabine. Don't bring back that ogre guy. Don't bring back the Green Lady in Rebels is actually kind of cool, but I don't really want her back either. Definitely not Ezra. Definitely not that stupid chopper droid. Just Ahsoka and Thrawn.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll watch whatever it is because I just love Ahsoka. So
Man, I wonder who's going to like write and direct it though, because I know that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are executive producers on the Ahsoka show, but are they actually going to be involved in like the writing and directing process?
I feel like Filoni will be at least because Ahsoka's like his baby, you know, like he created her with George Lucas and just like wrote her arc for years and years and years and brought her back and was the one to bring her back. So I don't know. I think he should. It, he obviously cares about her as a character.
It's amazing how Ahsoka was so hated when she was first introduced, but now she's like like everybody's like favorite from Clone Wars. Like she's
Yeah,
literally like in my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters of all time.
yeah, for sure. For me too.
But also cool was I thought that the first episode with the giant worm and Cobb Vanth, and I really like when we see the entirety of the worm, the aspect ratio, the whole show is shot in like widescreen, so you see the black bars on top and bottom. But when they show the giant worm like come fully emerge out from the sand,
Yeah.
it goes from widescreen to full screen, and those black bars disappear. And I don't know, like me as a kind of film nerd and someone who is really pays attention to that kind of stuff, and someone who's going into filmmaking, like I don't know, little stuff like that, I thought was cool.
So yeah, I thought episode one it was fun, but like I don't know, nothing really happened. Like you got a hint at Boba Fett, right? And that was it.
Yeah, yeah, basically all that happened in episode one was that Mando got Boba Fett's armor, and then
Which
we
is
saw Boba
fine.
Fett at the end.
I really don't mind the filler episodes that much. Like I think they get a lot of hate, but they're still fun episodes, and that's all that Star Wars is really about.
The filler episodes from season one were some of my favorite episodes.
Not the Bill Burr one though.
The Bill Burr one is my second least favorite from season one.
Yeah, I did
But
not like that one either.
but the Bill Burr one in season two, like it's such an increase in quality. Like
Hmm.
it's like his in terms of just his acting, in terms of like the how his character develops, like it's such an increase in quality. Like we've only seen this guy twice, but then the second time we see him, it's it was a complete 180 in terms of how I view him. Like in the first season, I really didn't like or care about that character or his acting, but then in season two, I was like, I actually kind of want to see him again in like season three or something like that.
Yeah, season three, maybe I was actually thinking about this earlier. I don't want him to come back in season three because we like him now, so I kind of want him to come back in season four, so it's a longer wait. And like we're like, oh, he's back. Then we're like, actually like, happy to see him. Or if we never see him again, I'm fine with that either, too.
I understand that. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. So one thing that's I else that I really liked about season two. So I a lot of people. So yeah, this is a criticism that was is addressed towards both seasons. And is that one a criticism is that the episodes are too short, and that is a criticism I agree with for the first season. Like I think that in the first season, many of the episodes are only like 30 to 40 minutes each, and I think that they could have been longer. But in the second season, the pacing felt right to me. Like I don't know. I can't really explain why. It just the second season to me felt like it had much better pacing, and maybe that's because that there was more focus put on like the actual like story and the lore. But I don't know. To me, yeah, I agree that the pacing was a bit too fast in the first season, but in the second season, it just like a lot of people criticized the sixth episode with Boba Fett and Fennec for being only like 33 minutes long, but I liked how short it was.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're just quality episodes and there's not like you don't need to shove scenes in there just to reach a minute mark. I'm curious to see how long the episodes will be in season three, though. If they're going to be longer, shorter, or the same. But season two, I liked the length of the episodes. They were usually like 46 minutes, 43 minutes, around something somewhere around that.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Like to me, the majority of the episodes in season two were the perfect length. The only episode in season two where the pacing was off to me was the Frog Lady episode. To me, the Frog Lady episode dragged a bit, and also I really don't like Amy Sedaris' character, that crazy haired lady character. I really don't. I really didn't like
Oh
any part of
yeah, with the droids on
it.
Tatooine. Yeah, she's kind of all in there, up in your face, high pitched voice. Oh my God, calm down.
I
Kind of
think
like
I think the actress Amy Sedaris is better. Is better in other stuff, especially BoJack Horseman. She is fantastic in BoJack Horseman, but her acting in Mandalorian was not good.
She should ask Bill Burr for some help of improving from season to season.
Well, I think that there are better actors on the show than Bill Burr. But
Not her though.
but honestly, like the so I mentioned earlier that the second episode of season two was one of my least favorite, and also like episode four, the which honestly it disappointed me. Not that episode wasn't bad, but it was just okay to me, and that disappointed me because I was looking forward to seeing Carl Weathers direct actually, and not only was that the only episode with him in it, but he directed that one as well, and I was kind of looking forward to seeing him, what he could do direction wise, but honestly, it wasn't anything spectacular.
Really? I liked his episode. It was I think it was one of the most action-packed episodes, other than the random crew casting member or whatever that guy was with the khakis on. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, are you talking about the blue guy?
Yeah.
Honestly,
No,
I thought it was just, yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that they brought him back, but whatever.
no, the guy on set, like who made it into the scene, the blooper.
Oh. Yeah, I honestly, stuff like that, I rarely notice unless I read articles about it.
I thought he did fine. It was all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's a decent episode. It's just not one of the better ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's it's
compare that episode to the Ahsoka episode or the Luke episode or the Boba
right.
Fett
It's
episode.
That's what sucks about this show. For like, they have like different directors for every episode, and I feel like a lot of directors sometimes get like the short end of the stick because like they don't have Luke coming in or Ahsoka coming in. They just kind of have like a filler episode and have to like do what they can with the script or what, and then that episode gets compared to all these other great episodes. So they do their best.
Yeah. Something else that this isn't necessarily a criticism, but I wish that we saw a little bit more of the Dark Troopers.
Yeah, I knew as soon as he like sucked them out into space, they were definitely coming back. Well, we saw him take Grogu, and then the fight with Mando was pretty intense. I thought it was pretty funny that his helmet wouldn't cave in, but I kind of thought there was gonna be like a Thanos Captain America thing where like the best car actually breaks, like Captain America's shield actually breaks. Like there might be like a dent, like in Boba Fett's helmet. I thought that would have been really cool.
I liked the fight between Mando and that one Dark Trooper, but that would have been added an extra layer of like dread and fear for Mando's character if the Dark Trooper was actually able to break the best car. That would
Like
have been
maybe like a little dent, how like Boba Fett has or he did in the top of his helmet. It would have
you
been
know
cool to see.
I
And
have a theory for the dent. I think that Boba Fett's dent comes from the Sarlacc pit.
oh, maybe, yeah.
That's my
But
theory.
yeah. I mean, it could be a bunch of different things. I think it would have been cool to see like the mark on his helmet like throughout season 3 or something, like just to show that like he's vulnerable at times.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be in season three because of that
No, I mean
credits.
for Mando.
Oh, but that post credit scene though was pretty cool though for Boba Fett.
Oh, I didn't see it. I stopped watching.
Oh, dude! All right. You gotta rewatch the finale
Hmm.
and watch through the credits. There's a post credit scene involving Boba.
Oh man. All right, yeah, I want to do that like right now. Well, I'll wait.
But yeah, no. After we record this, definitely watch the post credit scene. It's basically a trailer for the Boba Fett show coming out.
Okay, cool.
And honestly, like I really like how abruptly the finale ends though. Like it ends with Luke saying goodbye to I mean not sorry, not Luke. Mando saying goodbye to Grogu, taking off the helmets, Luke taking Grogu, and then right before the credits roll, it ends with the door
Hmm.
shutting Luke, Grogu, and R2. And I saw some comments online that were like, "Oh, I want to see a little bit more with like Moff Gideon and Bo-Katan versus Mando," but I liked how abruptly it ended.
Yeah, I wonder if season three will start like right there on the ship with like all of them just kind of sitting there in the aftermath, or I don't know how that'll happen.
I
But
really hope,
I,
I
I
really
yeah,
hope
I didn't show
that.
Boba Fett coming back. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, I don't think that Boba Fett's gonna show up again at all in Mandalorian.
Dude, I think Bo-Katan takes the cruiser to Mandalore. Like she's gonna take the entire ship.
We're
The cruise.
definitely, we're definitely going to have be on Mandalore at some point. I mean, obviously, the show is called The Mandalorian, so we have to be a Mandalore at some point in the whole series run.
I mean, that's got to be the plot line, right? Like him and Bo-Katan mostly, because he got nothing else to do. Like, why would he go back to being a bounty hunter when he
Exactly.
just got paid a bunch of money for bringing in Moff Gideon?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I think that they're gonna go back to Mandalore in season three, kind of like
Which,
how in season three of the Cobra Kai show, they're going back to like Okinawa. I don't know if you've
hmm
seen any of the Karate Kid movies or Cobra Kai or anything like that. That's what I'm referencing.
No, yeah, I know the reference. I haven't watched Cobra Kai,
Mm.
but fun
It's
fact, it wasn't filmed in Okinawa. It was in Hawaii.
well, yeah. They rarely do they film
Yeah.
stuff where it takes place in the story. But yeah, like I mean, obviously that's a case with Star Wars. I mean, as impressive as it would be for them to actually film in space, it's not very fun.
Yeah, or go to another planet.
Yeah, oh man, can you imagine though? Like, can you imagine if they actually were able to film on like
Hey,
planets?
1,000 years from now, you think film travels to different planets? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be really cool. Overall, I really enjoyed season two a lot, and I'm really looking forward to season three. I really don't have much idea as to what's going to happen. I have my theories, but I like not knowing what's going to
Hmm.
happen next. Like I really like not know. I really like this the suspense, the surprise, and there were a lot of really great surprises in Mandalorian season two, and season three is hopefully going to be another really great season.
Yeah, it's looking bright. I'm excited. Definitely gonna watch that. Do you know when it comes out, or
I
have they
think
announced it?
I think it comes season three comes out
I
2022.
I know they started shooting it
Yeah, yeah,
already.
yeah.
Like they started production on it like immediately after they finished season two. So
Well, actually, no, they didn't
oh,
because
they
they wrapped shooting of season two in late February, and because of COVID, stuff starts shutting down in
uh
March.
okay,
So they took a break from filming, and were John Favreau said that after shooting season two, they wrapped production in late February. They were planning on taking a 2 week break and then moving right into shooting season three in March, but then due to COVID, that didn't happen.
gotcha.
So, and so they resumed shooting season three, I think, in last month, November.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well,
like,
I'm excited for it.
yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it too. And, yeah, I think season three will come out like early 2022. And, oh, let me ask you, if you had to rate season two, like out of like 10 out of 10 or like out of 5 stars, whichever you want to pick, what would you give
Um,
two?
season. Okay, so just for comparison, I think I'd say season one is a 7.7, and season two I think would be like an 8.6. What
Okay.
about you? What about you?
So for me, for me, season one would be a nine, like
Dang.
a 9.1 out of 10, and season two would be a 9.3.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I really love this show, man. I really, really like this show a lot, and I think that if they keep going down this path that they're going down, then it's just gonna get better from here. And yeah, it feels good to be a Star Wars fan again because
Yeah, you're not
like
ashamed of it.
yeah, like you can't like you don't you what's it called? Because almost everybody loves Mandalorian, and sometimes I like having civil discussions with people who I disagree with, but it feels good to agree on as a Star Wars fan in the Star Wars community. It feels good to agree for once on
It
something.
feels like a community instead of
Yeah, exactly. Like
everyone fighting.
no longer are we arguing about Luke's supposedly terrible arc in The Last Jedi
Yeah.
or how stupid the Palpatine reveal was in Rise of Skywalker. Now we're all like, Grogu is so cute and Ahsoka was so badass.
And Emperor Palpatine is part Grogu. Dude,
Wait, what?
that's did you that line with Moff Gideon when he said his blood will lead to order?
Oh,
He's saying his blood will lead to basically just regenerating the Emperor, however they did that.
right, right. Oh, yeah, yeah, right. I forgot about that line for a second. But
But yeah, I'm yeah.
do you have anything else that you want to say about season two, just in general?
Not off the top of my head, no.
For me, this is I'm really nitpicking here. This doesn't ruin my enjoyment of the season overall. Like as you know, I gave it like a 9,
Hmm.
but out of 10. But another thing that kind of bothered me about season two was some of the quote unquote curse words, like dank Ferric, son of a
Yeah.
war scrubber, or more whatever. Like
Hmm.
lines like that, it just feels a bit. I get that Star Wars is full of like fictional characters, and there's literally a creature in Star Wars called a Jizz Whaler, but that just seemed a bit much to me.
Hmm. I think it's just part of the world building, I guess, that they're using. But
Yeah,
I
like
never really picked up on it.
like with Star Wars, you kind of just got to take the bad with the good.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I do think that there is a lot more good over bad, not just in Mandalorian, but in Star Wars in general.
Hmm.
And I really like how Clone Wars and Mandalorian essentially have really fleshed out like the prequels, and it really improved on a lot of stuff that were initially criticized in Star
Yeah.
Wars.
This is when you think about it, this is the second time Dave Filoni has saved a Star Wars trilogy.
It wasn't just Dave Filoni; it was Jon Favreau as well.
Yeah, but he did Clone Wars, saved the prequels. Now he did Mandalorian with Dave Filoni and saved the sequels.
You know, Jon Favreau voiced a character in the Clone Wars.
Oh, really?
He provided the voice for Mandalore terrorist Pre Vizsla.
Oh, gotcha. I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Jon
pretty cool.
Favreau provided the voice for that character that Darth Maul ends up executing in like season
Hmm,
5 or 6 of Clone Wars.
cool.
But man, like one last thing I want to say is that a lot of people were annoyed with Ahsoka for not willing to train Grogu, but honestly, her reasons for not wanting to train him were completely valid in my opinion.
Yeah, she kind of. I think it was more so fans wanted her to train him out of like fan service, but like I don't know, seeing your master turn into what he was doesn't really motivate you to bring in a child into that kind of life and the possibility of him turning bad or of him getting hurt by other people or manipulated.
Right, right, yeah. I thought I would have a lot more to say about Mandal. I mean, I already said a lot about Mandalorian season two, but I thought I'd have more to say. But so I guess I'll just conclude by saying that I really loved this season a lot. It's like it's definitely in my like favorite like shows of 2020, along with the Queen's Gambit and The Last Dance. I feel again, it feels really good to be a Star Wars fan again, and I do really hope that we'll see Grogu again, but I don't think we're definitely not going to get like multiple episodes with him. I think he's
Right.
going to have like a cameo or a brief appearance in season 3 or whatever.
Well, thanks for having me on. I
Yeah.
appreciated the talk.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for being on the podcast. Hopefully, I'll have you on the podcast again.
Yeah, season 3.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Yeah. And all of you out there, thank you so much for listening to another episode of my podcast, Podcast Racing. I'm not going to be releasing any more episodes for a while. You will see me again, though, in mid-February. So look forward to that. May the force be with you all. And yeah, thank you again for listening. And I hope that all of you stay safe and have a good night. Bye.